this episode, we're talking away with the soon-to-retire motorcycle racer, Jules Cluzel. Welcome along, Greg Haynes here, and we're talking away in this particular show from Andorra. I am sat in Jules Cluzel's kitchen in Andorra, La Massana. It's a beautiful, beautiful autumnal day with a blue sky. The sun is shining. It's about 25 degrees Celsius. Jules, first of all, thank you for letting me into your home.
Hello, Greg. You're welcome. Always welcome.
There's some nice cookies on the table that your wife, Petra, has provided us with, but I'm desperately trying to avoid them. Jules, end of the season, for anyone who doesn't follow motorcycle racing, you have decided to call it a day. It's been a long and very successful career. You've gone up through Grand Prix racing and World Supersport now. I've got to first of all ask, though, how many bones have you actually broken in your body? Because I can't think of somebody who's been in the wrong place at the wrong time, perhaps other than Danny Pedrosa, more than you.
To be honest, I don't know who has been who broke more bones than me. It's not something that I'm looking for. But last day when I was in the hospital for the last X-ray I did, we were counting with my mom 36 bones broken and surgeries. So yeah, I made a lot of days in hospital.
Yeah, it's been crazy, hasn't it? Obviously, earlier this year, 2022, there was a big crash at Donington. Has that sort of brought on the decision to retire, all these injuries you've been suffering?
No, that's not why I decided to stop my career. I'm okay. My leg, for sure, I had a lot of injuries on my left leg. We decided to do an arthrodesy, so we blocked and fused my ankle. So that's why I'm changing gears on the right side. But it has been 3 long years of pain, really massive pain. For sure, this period was not something I enjoyed, but there is always something to learn from that. There is not only negative of injuries and bad moments, and I really understand that in this period, because in this period I understand that there is things important, more important than racing, and also we have to enjoy when we are fit. And it makes me change my life and my mind. I also met my wife because of my injury, because I was traveling in business class, and I suppose not to fly in business class.
So why were you in business class?
I was in business class in the flight from Dubai to Melbourne, and my wife was working to this flight like a flight attendant. So we met in the flight.
Okay, well, I want to go back to all that, because I want to come back to how you got into racing, and, you know, are you more part of your mother or your father? You know, what is Jules Cluzel? But first of all, here's some words just to sum up what Jules Cluzel is all about.
Jules Cluzel, a quiet and unassuming man with the heart of a lion. Listen, Jules, I've heard you retiring. This is James Whittam speaking, by the way. And I just wanted to say that I have had the pleasure of commentating on most of your races in World Supersport and enjoyed every one of them. You race with your heart, you're very brave and you're very exciting, and you've come back from some big injuries and kind of put them behind you, and I like that. And you can't ask any more from a rider than to give 100% and be brave, and you've done all that. So whatever you do in your retirement, please enjoy it, and I hope to see you sometime in the future. Good luck, lad.
Beautiful. Really, I'm surprised, and I really like James, and for sure, thank you very much, James, for this word. It's beautiful to hear that. I think I'm like that. I'm really trying to do my best for everything I'm doing. And why I will do different. That's why I don't understand people that are not doing the same. I'm lucky to do what I'm doing. This was a dream. For sure, injuries is a part of our job, the life, I think, also. And we always have to make from a problem a solution. And I think I'm I have a lot of respect for riders that do these things. So that may be why I'm doing the same. We are also lucky that we are able to ride a bike even if we have some broken bones.
There might be people listening to this who don't follow bike racing like we do. Anyone who's listening for the first time, I commentate for Eurosport on the TV, including on Jules races. And in fact, Jules, the first Supersport race I commentated on for Eurosport, you were involved in a big accident, weren't you? It was the last lap of the race, Phillip Island in Australia, and your old friend Federico Caricasulo tried a very adventurous path which didn't work. You went flying through the air. What is it like? What is it like to go rolling through a gravel trap or flying through the air? What does that actually feel like? Obviously, then there's the hard landing. But what's that like? Do you have time to think, I'm having an accident, this is going to hurt?
Yeah. You have time. It's incredible because when I watch live, the replay, it looks like 2 times, 3 times faster. When we are on a bike, it looks really long, and you have really time to think. And almost every time you cannot do nothing. You cannot even move one finger. I remember in this crash that you are saying in Phillip Island, in this lucky high turn. Wow, you don't want to crash in this turn. And I suppose not to crash also because it was not my fault. It was coming from behind. It's scary. It was a scary crash because it's a downhill turn. And when you are doing a nice side like I do, you are flying even higher. And I remember that I was flying like maybe it looks like 3 meters, and I was not able to move even one finger. And this is a bit scary because sometimes you can move a little bit, go a little bit more on your back or whatever. But in this crash, I just hit everything on my back. And I broke the sacrum in this crash. And it was a bit scary because as soon as I crashed, I felt like blood. And I was really scared because I never felt blood in this place, so I was thinking maybe hemorrhage, and I really want to check and to stop that. And luckily, I have to just wait for a few days and few weeks, and I was able to race the race after 2 weeks after. It was a bit painful, but it was much better than I thought.
Well, Jules, there's a lot coming up in the show. There's some tributes from some other people, which I'm sure you'll be looking forward to hearing, and a few memories from your racing days as well. But first of all, before we talk about retirement and the crashes and the wins and 3 times finishing runner-up, 3 times third, very nearly world champion, at least 3 times, if not 4, let's go right back to the beginning. So, quite simply, how did it all begin? How old were you? Where were you? How did you first get into bikes? Because I believe, chatting with you earlier on today, you wanted to be a gymnast, didn't you? Not a motorcycle racer.
Yeah, but I always dreamed to ride an engine things, go-karts. I was so happy when we were going with my parents to a go-kart place. For years I was too small, so I was not able to go with them. But as soon as I was able, it was like a dream. So yeah, I was dreaming about these things. But I do 8 years of gymnastics, from 4 to 12. And during this time, I also do go-kart races. I have been lucky because my parents give everything they can to me. But go-kart races are really expensive, and we understand that to be the best, this was the target, my target. I was not enjoying to be not the best. So you have to spend so much money to be the best, and they were not able. So in this time, they bought a motorcycle shop, and it was a Honda shop, and there is a new 125 CBR category that was born, and they asked me if I want to try, and I tried in 2004, and this was a revelation for me. I really understand. You have feelings in life, always new, but this was a new one. I really do a lot of things before, but I felt this is for me.
And what are you like as a person in general? Because I've known you for a while now, 2015, so what's that, 7 years already. You've always worn your heart on your sleeve, as we say in English, and very passionate, which I think usually that's a good thing, but every now and again it can be a bad thing, can't it, if you let your emotions get the better of you?
It's one of my problems, for sure.
But there's more positives than negatives, aren't there, do you think?
There it's a balance. You have to find a balance. But for sure it cost me some result. It cost me maybe some energy.
So in the sense of getting too
much emotional
while on the bike,
inside the team or on the bike.
Okay.
For sure, sometimes it gives some problems of communication also, because you are affected about the result or the position into the practice. If I see sometimes I'm P10 or P8, but I don't analyze everything, and I don't analyze that I have a used tire and maybe the 8 guys in front have new ones, or we are not on the same tires, or maybe they did all of them did one lap behind someone, so get a help. If you analyze that, it's quite simple to keep calm, especially with experience. But for sure, on my GP years and also on some of the super sport years, I have been without so much experience, because I started racing motorcycle when I was in 2004. In 2005, I was already in World Championship, when the other guys was already maybe 6, 8, 10 years racing motorbikes. So I learned everything in front of all of you guys. And this is hard, because I was fast, so I was able to fight with them, but I didn't know what I was doing. So for sure, in this case, it's hard, because emotions came also, pressure came, team managers were asking for results, and also you to be calm, but I was not. And I learn every year more and more, but for sure emotions are something that are inside me, and it can be good with good results, going also through some pain, but it can be also difficult when things are not going like you want. Sometimes I'm asking so much to me, but I'm asking also so much to others. And sometimes there is no answer, and I'm getting crazy.
Well, one man who probably knows a lot about that more than most is this man.
Hi Jules, Simon Buckmast here. Obviously I just want to wish you all the best when you retire at the end of the year. I hope we maybe still see you around the tracks. And I want to say what a pleasure it was the years we raced together. We had some great wins. We nearly won the championship, not quite, but still. It was a pleasure to work with you. And like I said, I wish you all the best and hope to see you again. Obviously, I will see you again for the rest of this season. Hope you have some more great rides in the last 5 rounds we have. And like I said, hope to see you in the future after you retired at events. But thanks for the memories and a pleasure.
Nice guy, isn't he, Simon Buckmaster? I've always been a big fan of Simon's because he says it like it is. And I know he doesn't have... There's people who aren't particularly keen on Simon. I think Simon would be the first to admit that. But he says it like it is, doesn't he? You know where you stand with Simon.
I love Simon. We ride together 2 years and it was amazing. My first year in Supersport was with him. We had so many great times. I really like how he is, because I think I'm a bit similar. He's really honest. He's really honest, and I like person like that.
Yeah.
But for sure, person like that also you can have fights, because he's saying something that you don't want to hear, or sometimes emotions coming from this person, same as me, and sometimes we fight really hard together, but was also after these fights was always amazing, because at the end of these fights we always take each other hugging.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I think that's why we like each other.
Because, let's be honest, we had lunch, didn't we, earlier today before we recorded this podcast, and we were talking, naming no names, but we were talking about a lot of the people you can find around motorcycle racing paddocks, not just the riders, but partners of riders, team bosses, mechanics, media people, whoever. There's a lot of two-faced people around, aren't there? Let's be honest. Not everybody. Most people are very friendly and very nice, but you have to be careful who you trust, don't you? There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's something that I love. I learn in this world, and especially in life, it's like that as well. And it's something that it's hurting me because I'm not like that. I have one face. I don't like politics, and I'm an honest person. So if I have to say something, I will say. But it looks like in life, especially in this world that we are creating, we have to lie sometimes, and we have to be two-faced. But I'm not like that.
Have you changed, Jules, as a person? You must have done. And have you changed as a rider since little Kimmy was born just before the pandemic?
Yeah, I changed for sure. Before to be a father, you cannot really understand how is it. But at the beginning, it gave me a lot of energy, and I really want to show her how her dad is a good rider, and is giving everything for this. But step by step, you can also see that things change. You're getting older. Now I'm nearly 34. I had bad moments also in this period with racing, and I understand that things are changing. It's really natural. I'm giving everything on track. But I also see that there is really a lot of positive outside this, and maybe I'm not enjoying 100%. I give my life to this world, to this job, and I will still until the last race. But I feel like I need to do something else. It's for sure the venue of Kimi is a reason. Injury is another reason. Future is another reason, and my targets are another reason, because I would like to be world champion for sure. That's why I'm continuing. But I understand that things change also in the class. Now you also need to come with some money, and the last two world champions come with money, and this is not my vision.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right, does it really? That world championship. I remember when Randy Krimenacher won the title, and he's going around looking for a ride. Something's wrong there, isn't it, with the system? What's going on? Why are world champions going around having to almost pay for their rides? Something must be wrong there.
Yeah, it's coming also from the GPs, because a lot of guys, even the front guys, are paying to ride because we know which bike are working, and these teams are for sure using that. So it's the same in super sports. Some teams are always at the front with completely different riders. Also rider that was not the best. So for sure they're asking money because they know that they can sell it.
Okay, well, one rider who you fought against very hard over the years is the five-time champion, Kenan Sofuoglu. And I want to focus quite a lot, if you don't mind, Jules, in this podcast on 2015, because it was an incredible season. In the end, for you, for the wrong reasons, but also for many, many good reasons. Have a listen to this and see if it brings back the memories.
Here then is Cluzel right up behind Sofuoglu. Is he going to go inside? Is he going to go outside? It will come down to the Gertz Timmer chicane for the very last time. Hold your breath. What's he going to do? Which way is he going to go? He's going to the inside. Sofuoglu hangs his leg out, but it's not enough. He runs wide, and Sofuoglu comes back through. They touch, and Sofuoglu's going to win it. That was an incredible World Supersport race. Cluzel did go into the lead, but Sofuoglu bit back. They both wanted to win that one, and that is two massive fighters going and standing toe to toe. What drama here! Oh, look at this! Oh, wow! Well, there you go. We said that they weren't particularly in love with each other, and Kenan Sofuoglu and Jules Cluzel going at it, properly going at it.
Kenan has said he was surprised by your reaction. So, what is your opinion on that?
Surprised about my reaction? I have no answer about this. I think everybody see. I just try to pass like I need to do. I was in the front. He just hit me because I didn't see him. So That's nice for the people who watch the TV for sure. But what is the next step? I need to come back and hit him, and he crash or we crash together. I'm not here to have injury like this, and I just try to pass him. He just try to pass me, but always when he pass me, I go wide. I lose 1 second. It just is a step more crazy than me. I will try to be a little bit more crazy with him, but I don't understand. I think he trained to hit the people and don't crash. I never train like this, so if I hit somebody, I nearly crash. So that's not my physiology, but I enjoy racing and I enjoy fighting, and I will learn.
I do remember you were very, very angry at the time, and you could hear it there. But I think you're right, actually. Those Turkish riders, they do train to sort of run into each other, don't they, and bounce off people.
Yeah, but they do it in the good way. I mean, it's a school, Kenan school. Then after my comment that we just hear, I didn't train like that. I didn't train to try to hit people and stay on track. But they are really good for that because they are training like that every day. Every day, Chan, Denis, Kenan, Beatin, and maybe other guys are always together training with the same bikes, maybe sometimes with different tires, completely destroyed tires, and they are fighting together, hitting each other's, and sometimes, many times, crashing as well. But more you train like that, more you also developed some possibilities to in this situation stay on track, and also you have more abilities. This is something I was missing. For sure, I can criticize that, but I will not. Today I will change my opinions. I think Kenan was strong also when he was passing me, but I cannot complain because nothing happened. Nothing serious happened, and it was the last turn in Assen, and we were together. We understand it was playing for this last turn, so the pressure was massive. Imagine you are waiting 20 laps for one turn. It's long.
Yeah, I remember we were waiting. We were just commentating on it.
So I was really angry because I didn't win. That's it.
Jules, in the commentary we heard just a second ago, Steve Day and myself there at Assen in 2015. You were laughing as we listened to that because Steve was saying, we know these two have never really been in love with each other. What made you laugh about that? Was it true? Were you never in love with each other? Was there always a big rivalry there?
No, that's not true. That's not true. It's the past now. For sure, I analyzed all this, and when I hear my comment, I'm a bit disappointed about what I say.
Really?
Yeah, because now I have more experience. It was 7 years ago. And,
but even though you said what you felt at that point in time, that's all you can do, isn't it?
Sure. But I'm sure that adrenaline's heart rate that is really high, and also disappointment because in this year I was breaking engines. In this year I was fighting against an incredible rider that is really hard to beat. And all these emotions came. We just talk about emotions, and I'm someone that gives everything, and I'm disappointed when I lose. And I lost this race because of the last turn. But I cannot criticize Kenan. Kenan is training like that. Topak is doing the same. He's controlling what he's doing, and he's still clever for me. He's still a gentleman on track. Sometimes guys like Jonathan maybe are disappointing, but it's the same as me. Maybe when they will hear their comments after this kind of races, they will say, why I do that, why I say that, because at the end we are racing.
We've heard what you said at the time, Jules. Let's just listen, remind ourselves what Kenan Sofuoglu said, because it was quite brutal, actually. Have a listen to this.
I know I had a pace end of the race, and I start to make really fast laps in the end, but Jules just can't follow my pace. And I know he's going to try to me on the chicane. And I took very tight line to close the door for him. There was no door. And he still tried to attack me, but he missed the corner. When he missed the corner, then he opened another door for me, and I just opened my throttle. Then I saw he's want to close it, but I'm on the throttle and we are going to finish, and I'm not going to close it. I think you have to be lucky he didn't crash, because, I don't understand why he complained, but probably because of the losing the race, not about what's happened there.
So bearing in mind your opinion, were you surprised by Jules' reaction? Obviously we saw some antics on the slowing down lap, and we saw some talks going on in Parc Fermé on the podium. Were you surprised by that then?
No, actually, I know why, because he lost the race, because he had really tried to win the race after a lot of problems the last few races. I know that Thailand, he deserved to win the races, and Aragon, he was fight for win the races, but of course he need a motivation, he need to win these races. Of course, when he lose, he's very disappointing, but then he finds some point to complain, but not a problem, we get the 25 points.
It's like, boom, knife straight in, isn't it? It's like, oh, well, I know he's not happy because he's lost the race, but it doesn't matter. We got the 25 points. What do you think about that now?
It's simple. He won the race, and he want to stop this complaint. Some things that he say was correct. That I had a lot of problems the race before. I was hoping to win the race because I deserved it. I was really quick all the weekend, especially because I remember I was avoiding a lot of laps all the weekend because of saving engines. So I remember, for example, FP1 in 2015, so 7 years ago, I remember that I exit the pit lane in FP1 the last 10 minutes. And I did the fastest lap time. We were so quick this year, and for sure I was hoping to win. But what he said about the last turn was also a bit crazy, because for sure when you pass someone into this turn, you're going a little bit wide. But I didn't even touch green or something. I stay on the line. So for sure you know that the guy will come back onto the line. But he closes high, like he did many times, and go full gas, as he say. But in this case, you know what can happen. What can happen is that I will come back and we will hit each other. So
yeah, you could have both easily been down there.
For sure. But he was ready for that. Me, not really. Me, I was ready to pass him, and I was ready to fight, but not to do that. Anyway, this is a moment that today,
yeah.
even if we change this race, I was not world champion. So it's a souvenir, even a nice one. I don't win this race, but I go for it, and it happened what happened.
With just Magny-Cours and Qatar to go at the end of 2015. The round before that was Jerez in Spain, and I'll never forget being in the media centre at the circuit during Friday afternoon practice for World Supersport. There was just about 1 minute left on the clock, and then we saw that number 16, it flashed up on the timing screen, had crashed at the Cito Pons corner. There was no TV coverage of the practice sessions back then, so we were left to wait, and the longer the wait went on, the worse the feeling was. It would prove that Jules had crashed at the Cito Pons corner and had broken not one but both of his legs, and the season was effectively over as Kenan Sofuoglu, his big rival, went on to his 4th of 5 championships. As far as I'm aware, there is actually no video footage of that crash. What happened?
Lost the front, then recovered it, and the rear locked. Something that never happened. Something that never happened again after this. So I don't know exactly what happened. It's a strange crash, but with big consequences. So
I mean, to break both legs, one's bad enough. You know, if a Formula One driver breaks their leg, remembering Schumacher got hurt at Silverstone in '99, that was a massive event. A, it was Michael Schumacher, and B, a broken leg. In motorcycle racing, we're quite used to hearing people getting hurt. But both legs in one crash is, I'm not going to say it's unheard of, but it doesn't happen much.
No, I both one day both arms, both legs now. But for sure, I have been unlucky in this crash because it starts with losing the front, and max can be bruising, so nothing serious. And at the end, I recovered it, and I locked the rear, something that was not normal. And the consequence was that I crashed at around. It was a fourth gear turn, and I was going into the gravel with this high speed, legs on the not straight on the side. So the first one hitting the gravel was the left one. It was the big injured one. And big consequences because of the speed. I lost the cartilage completely, and then it was a lot of pain for years.
By the way, it wouldn't be fair to close off from talking about Kenan without getting his latest feelings about you. So I asked him the other day if he'd put a few words together, Jules. So here's Kenan Sofuoglu's 2022 opinions on Jules Cluzel.
Of course, I have a lot of nice battle with Jules. Of course, sometimes he was angry to me, I was angry to him, but this is very normal because we are both very hungry either for win the races. And especially for sure, we cannot forget the season 2015. It was a very special season. And every race we go for each other. And especially that time I had the son, he was really on a hospital, and Jules noticed he was really supporting me as a friend. But on the other side, he was really fighting with me on the track. He was always giving me a hard time. And in 2015, we were really fighting till the end for the championships. When he get the injury in Jerez, then it's becoming easier for me to be champion. But I think that season, we both deserve to be champion. I had a hard time. I was fighting for win with him in every race. And one story is I'm sad. He didn't win the championships. I believe he deserved to be least world champion. This didn't happen to him. I believe he had so many bad legs. He deserved for sure. With the way he's riding a bike, the way he's fighter for the winner. Last few years, I think Jules had so much problems since 2015, that big crash. I think Jules lose a lot of confidence in his riding style. Some weekend we see him very strong, but I believe he was the most strongest time in the 2015 season. And together with Emre, they were doing very great job. And of course, he's very respectable rider. Most of the time when you are fighting with Jules on the track, he will be careful. And I can't say for myself this, but for Jules, I can say this. Maybe this was a little bit weak point of Jules. He's very kind of rider. And, he's one of my good friends in the paddock. I always will respect him. I always will be a good relation with him. And for sure, now he has a daughter. I know what to have children, and I think he will have more enjoying life with the family. And of course, he will be still in motorsport. You can never leave it. And in the future, for sure, we will see each other much more time. And I have a few riders in my career. One of the riders is Jules Cluzel. We'll never forget.
Thank you again, Kenan, for that. Really nice words there. Jules, it was quite interesting, I thought, that he said you always knew you were safe when you were racing with Jules, and I couldn't always say the same about myself, he said, which almost reminds me again of Assen 2015. It's quite funny. So these riders, these killer instinct riders, they must know at the time that what they're doing is absolutely borderline, but they do it anyway.
Yeah. It's the Kenan school. Nice words, really nice words. It's sometimes you don't get the result, but at least you get these words. For me, also my life changed because, okay, I understand I will not be world champion. So I need to be okay with that because I'm only 33. So I need to be okay with that because I need to be happy in life. You cannot imagine, I think you imagine, but it's hard to imagine how much I wanted to be world champion, how much I wanted to be the best in the world into what I was doing, because the best in the world, it means nothing. You are the best in the world riding a bike for 1 year with the guys around you. But the feeling you got with racing, with sports, it's hard to find it with something else. And I don't want to be frustrated for all my life because I was not world champion. So I understand that there is a lot of other things important, my family, and also which rider I was. I was a rider that gives everything, and that's it. I need to be proud of that. I won races. I do crazy things. I recovered myself into situations, hard situations. I was also fighting against injuries and back in moments where I'm sure a lot of guys will give up. So I need to be proud of something else, not to be a world champion, but to be something else.
And also, we shouldn't forget that Jules didn't just win races in World Supersport, because he was a Grand Prix winner as well.
Into the corner where Claudio Corti crashed out last time. Oh, and a big moment for Lucy. Tom Lucy runs it wide, and Cluzel takes over at the front. Anything can happen, as you can see. Corti went down last lap. This time, Lucy relinquishes the lead. 1986, Dominic Sarr on the French one, won the 250cc race here. Is it going to be a repeat? Jules Cluzel leads the way. A quarter of the lap to go. The left-hander at Farm. They fight back at him. Surely Luty will have another go. Don't rule out Julian Simon. Don't rule out Scott Redding. Oh, Luty almost gets it sideways going down into Village Corner. Then it's into the loop. He ran it deep to try and get the inside line. Into the loop. No, still Cluzel hangs on. Redding right on the rear as well. Oh, and he's out of the seat. That could be it for Scott Redding. That could be his chance gone of trying to get on the podium here. Cluzel, can he win his first Moto2 Grand Prix? Can he win his first Grand Prix in any class? Down towards Brooklands Corner. 3 bends to go. Into the left-hander. Julian Simon now trying to get up the inside, but not able to do so of Tom Luty. Cluzel, keep your head, Jules. You could win your first Grand Prix. Luty fights back as they come into Woodcote. Trying to get the slipstream, isn't he? Because they're really running it hard through the final corner of Woodcote. Cluzel is going to win his first Grand Prix. He does do so. Cluzel wins. You are not going to see a better race than that anywhere in the world. That was superb. And we really like Jules Cluzel. He's such a nice guy.
Really nice words there from my good mate Nick Harris, and Gavin Emmett also getting very excited. That was Silverstone, the first season of Moto2 in 2010, and also the first season Grand Prix racing went back to Silverstone after being at Donington Park for many years. While we were listening to that, Jules was smiling away and pointed out to me, and I'd not noticed this, it's taken pride of place here in his living room in Andorra, the trophy from that Grand Prix victory, Moto2, Silverstone, British Grand Prix 2010. And interestingly, Jules, of all the ones you've got, that's the one that seems to have taken pride of place on your mantelpiece, just next to your large flat screen television. Why that one then?
For sure, for my career, is the most important. But for me, no. It's here in the front of me every day because it's a really beautiful cup. Really nice one.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
nice. We'll take a picture of that and we'll upload it when the podcast goes up so everybody can see it, if that's okay with you.
I got 3 cups to the GP class, and one is a win, and I'm really proud of that. But as I say, it's not my number one win, because I think also in Supersport I got podiums, maybe also that is not a win, that deserved a really for me to be one of the best moments in my career.
You've been influenced by many people over the years, your parents, I guess, and Petra, your wife, of course, and I guess girlfriends over the years and people you meet, friends come and go, don't they? But professionally, who have been the biggest influences for you? I'm thinking, is it your manager, Eric Mahi, or Andrea Dossoli, for example, seems to crop up a lot. He was celebrating on the pit wall with Forward Racing when you won that Grand Prix at Silverstone, and now you're still working with him in a way at Yamaha. Who were the most important influences in Jules Cluzel's career?
My manager, Eric Mahi, is someone really special. You like him or you hate him, but me...
Because I've not met him, why would you like him or hate him?
No, because he's a really special person, honest. He don't care about how he looks like. I don't speak about physically, I speak about how he say to people things.
Because he manages Fabio Quartararo, doesn't he? MotoGP World Champion and a few others as well, I think.
Yeah, Randy Depugnier was his first rider. Then he helped me as well and became my manager for all these years. I think he had a lot of moments in his life, hard ones, also good ones with Randy, and I like his way of the world. He's really someone that doesn't... We were talking a lot about honest person. He's a really honest person. And I think I am as I am because of him.
Which moves us on to a slightly different thing, actually. There's something else I've just thought about that I'd like to ask you, Jules, in the podcast that we were talking about in the car earlier on today. Social media, something we were talking about when we went along in the car earlier here in Andorra, and Jules was showing me a few of the sites. Beautiful part of the world, by the way, for anybody who's never been to Andorra. Definitely worth the trip, even if you don't come for skiing.
Yeah, I'm really lucky to be here. I'm so happy, and for sure I love this place. It's an amazing place. Nature is the number one. I think it's the best spot for sports people. You can do a lot of activities, and especially one that I need to do, and one of the only that I can do with cycling. Here is an amazing place for cycling, and now there is a lot of athletes who are living here, so we are going to do sports all together. That's nice.
I've got to ask, because I know people will be screaming at me if I don't. It's not just for tax benefits then, because a lot of people come up here for tax reasons, don't they? But
not for Jules Cluzel, because I didn't gain enough money, for sure. But for sure, we have a short car, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
So if we can save as much as possible, it's good, especially in my situation, because now the only money, I have no problem to talk about that, but the only money that I was able to put apart, it's something that I hope I can keep until my pension. Because I'm only 33, and
so you've got another 32 years to wait.
Even more.
Yeah.
I mean, I will need to do something else. I'm still young, and life is not easy. So, Andorra is okay. There is tax, but for sure a lot less than other country. But it's also a beautiful, beautiful place to live, and especially for me that I'm loving the nature. So for sure, I'm really proud and happy to be here.
Now, the reason we started talking about all of that, Andorra and everything, is because I wanted to ask you about social media. We were chatting, weren't we, earlier on today? And it's something I'm not a big fan of anymore. I appreciate it's good from a marketing point of view, and I was pleased to hear that you agree with me. It brings out the worst in people, does it not? I mean, what are your opinions on it? Baby Kimi, a daughter, by the way, for anyone who's listening, Kimie. Would you want your daughter to be using social media? Because it does, for me at least, it seems to have more negatives than positives. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's mine as well. I really hope she will not use it, but how is it possible? Everybody is using social media. I was so happy when you tell me that you cancel your account. It's rare. I will love to do the same as you when I will stop racing, but I think it's nearly impossible, because in this world, if you are not on social media, you nearly doesn't exist. So you have to find another way to exist.
Yeah.
But for sure, I hate social medias. People are all happy, beautiful, doing a lot of things. But at the end, it's only a show, but maybe not reality. And some people everybody watching that things are thinking, oh, I'm not training enough, or I'm not beautiful enough, or I'm not traveling enough, or I don't have enough money. So people are not happy. Just bring the bad. And also Facebook is the place where people are saying things and sharing things without verifying it. So
yeah, that's true.
This is another thing.
Good point. It's probably worth a podcast all of its own, isn't it? One day we'll have to get somebody else on who's a big fan as well and have a bit of a debate. It could be quite an interesting one. That leads us to the question then, Jules, before we sign off. What does the future bring? I suppose there's so many options. It doesn't mean you have to even work in the paddock. But right now, at this point in history, a few rounds still to go in 2022. Do you know what you're going to do? Do you know what you want to do? What are you thinking right now?
It's so hard, I think, to find something that I was doing for 18 years, even more, because I always do sports. What can I do? Can you help me?
I've tried. Actually, I wanted to ask, before we just go back to that, when did you actually decide that's it now? Because I guess you think about it. When did you start thinking about it? And then when did you actually think, okay, decision's made?
Last year,
2021.
Last year, yeah. Last year I was not enjoying my races. Even the ambience. Yeah, it has been a really difficult year also last year. I was disappointing with a lot of things. And strangely, the last 3 races were, in my mind, I was like, okay, that's it.
So you thought at that point, this is it, I'm going to be done?
Yeah, because no joy. I was coming back home after races. Even before, I was coming back, even 2020, for me was so disappointing, or even 2019, because I feel like I was the fastest, but I was not world champion. And I was seeing guys that for me was fast, but not like me. And they were in front of me doing things like nobody understand, and they were in front. And then 2020 Locatelli came, was the same, even worse. I was only second, always second. It was cool, but when you understand your best place will be second, for me is impossible. So I was really, really disappointed. I was coming back from races at home, and I was really hard with Petra because emotions came, and as I give everything every time, for me it was a big disappointment, and I was like, wow, I cannot continue like that. So
because you won him in Indonesia, didn't you? The last race.
I won the last race. Yeah, I won the last race.
Rafael de Rosa won on the Saturday, and you won on the Sunday, didn't you? So did you come back, and Petra's thinking he's done, and then said, oh, actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to continue. I
never say to nobody. I say to my best friend that was coming to the races with me. I say to him after Navarra, after some races, I say, I want to stop. I cannot continue like this for many reasons that I will not say. And then I have a contract, and after 1 day, 2 days, my mind changed because I keep calm, and then just understand I have to give it a go again. And then we start to win in the first race in Portimao. Then the second race, I was by 2 centimeters winning nearly. And then we go to Argentina. It was a pole and winning both races. And then we go to Argentina, hard weekend, but starting 13th, finishing 4th the first race and winning the second one. Why I will stop like that? I mean, I was enjoying. I was thinking maybe I need to learn about this, and continue. Because I really want to win.
So finally then, just to go back to what we mentioned before, what will you do?
People say to me after my first year of 250 in 2006, but what you will do after?
Well, after racing?
Yeah, after racing.
In 2006, people
2006 was saying this.
And this is when you were an up-and-coming star, starting to win, starting to get noticed.
And also people telling me, but also, okay, you are riding bikes, but what are you doing? I have crazy questions all my career.
Oh, is that implying this isn't a proper job?
Yeah.
The bubble will burst.
Yeah. So, since the beginning, people were telling me, okay, it's scary. What are you doing? Because what will you do after? Okay, we are 17 years later, and I decided to stop. But in my mind, everything changed because I understand that with all the experience that I get, traveling, talking 4 languages, all the energy that I give to this sport and to the gymnastic when I was gymnast for 8 years, and to the go-kart, into everything I've done, I just give the same into something else, it will work. So I'm not scared. I'm really not scared about finding a job and giving food to my family. I'm not scared about this, but I'm scared about finding something that will give me adrenalines, because it's a drug. Adrenaline is a drug. I'm scared about a lot of things you cannot imagine. But I will do these things.
Scared of?
For example, altitude, the sea. Not about the sea, but I have difficulties to swim into deep sea, for example. But I like to control things. That's why I like to race. But also something we didn't say, I decided to stop because I feel like things change, riders' mentality change. I'm another generation. I already feel in Supersports, guys are coming from Supersports 300. They don't think about nothing. The fights are different. The bikes are different. The power is different. I'm the oldest, more experienced rider into the Supersports. They don't respect when they also fight against me, and even I can feel like sometimes they want to play with me even more. And me, I got hit by 3 guys the last 3 years or 2 years, and had a massive injury also in Aragon with Rafael de Rosa. So for sure I'm scared about the others. I don't, and this is one thing I don't control. And I feel like, okay, if it's not me doing a fault and it's the others, and every year, wow, this is one reason also I feel like maybe I need to change because really when you crashed, you don't understand what happened. And you take your leg in 2 pieces, 1 time, 2 times. It's a lot of work then to recover. Just after Donington, I decided to stop because I also had a feeling in Donington, warm-up lap. Imagine, warm-up lap. I had a feeling that I was in danger even in the warm-up lap. Imagine, Greg, it's a lap where you are warming up your tires. You just warm up your tires, and I felt into the first sectors, the first sector, the 3 starts. I felt in danger because I was not 100%, but doing like I always do. And some guys was, especially one, I don't remember which one, but the same 2 times passed me outside by 1 centimeter.
Maybe there's a job for you, some sort of safety role or a rider coach, or is that something that would interest you? A steward, for example?
Maybe. I really feel like for my future, I will have to try a lot of different works and see where what I like and where I enjoy to work and where I see my future. Because I think it will be the same. I will need a target. I cannot have a future without any target. So I will have a target to try to become maybe more important. I don't like to say more important because it looks like I want to be really important. But
if you want to be more important, you could get an Instagram account.
But you know what? I never buy this publicity that they ask you to get more followers.
Oh, that's ridiculous. that's just sad, isn't it?
Yeah, I have teammates that does it.
Have you really? You're not going to name any names, I guess.
No.
So just to confirm, you have teammates, naming no names, who have actually bought followers.
Yes.
And
And I see it because I was following it. I was like, why you lose 100? Why you lose 100?
Because they've stopped.
Why you have 2 likes and 5 minutes later you have 200 and 1 hour later you have 202. I mean, it was
that's ridiculous, isn't it?
It was funny.
The world's gone mad. The world has gone mad. And finally, how would you like Jules Cluzel to be remembered? Let's just say 100 years from now, when you're gone and I'm gone, and pretty much everyone else who's alive at the moment is gone, and we read the name Jules Cluzel. What would you be happy with for people to be saying about you?
A fighter, someone that gives his heart. That's it.
Well, you definitely do that, no doubt about it. And thanks for everything. It's been a pleasure to work with you and commentate on you. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing you around. I've got a feeling.
Sure, Greg. Thank you.
Even if you get a job outside the paddock, I've got a feeling you're going to be around in the paddock. Jules, thank you for inviting me into your home. I'm going to go and have a proper look now at that Silverstone 2010 trophy. We've been talking away then here in Andorra with Jules Cluzel. Best of luck to Jules for the rest of 2022. And of course, with his future as well. I wonder what he'll be doing. For now, Jules Cluzel, thank you very much and good luck for the future.